Hey guys! Today I will show you 4 ways to make glass eyes for your sculpture and art dolls, from the easiest to the hardest. I use round cabochon to make my eyes. You can buy them on eBay or Amazon. A cabochon is a piece of glass with a flat back and a dome. It acts as a magnifying glass that gives the illusion of a following eye. Different sizes exist. I made a cabochon eye chart that you can download for free. The link is in the description. The smallest size is 6 mm, quarter inch, and the biggest I have is 2.5 cm, 1 inch, but you can find larger ones. For this tutorial I use different adhesives. If you plan on baking the eyes with your sculpture, I advise using UV resin or 2-part clear resin. UV resin is simple to use. You just put some on the paper and press the glass cabochon on it so no bubbles stay underneath. After that I put the eyes under UV light and wait 1 to 2 minutes. 2 parts clear resin is more complicated to use as you have to mix part A and part B. Let it sit for a few minutes to let the bubbles rise, then apply it on the paper and press the cabochon. It will cure in a few hours, so keep the eye somewhere clean and out of reach. If you don't plan on baking the eyes, then you can use adhesives like diamond glaze, liquid fusion, and even Mod Podge. If you put those adhesives in the oven, bubbles will form and ruin your eyes. The easiest way to make a glass eyes is to print an image of an iris onto paper. I use glossy photo paper and an inkjet printer. You can find some license-free images of irises on websites like Pixabay. The best is to take PNG files for the transparency. To make sure I print the eye to the right size, I made a chart with empty circles. I copy it and put it in a file at the printable size, here 5 by 7 inches. I take my iris image and resize it to the size I want. Once I made all the eyes, I print them, making sure to adjust the parameters of my printer. I then cut the irises and use an adhesive to glue them on the glass cabochon, here UV resin. The second way to create glass eyes is to paint a piece of paper and glue it on the glass cabochon. I copy and paste the empty circle from the chart onto the file and print it on smooth paper. I use smooth Bristol paper for this as it can take multiple mediums. After that, it's up to your own imagination. You can use watercolors or acrylics to create beautiful effects. You can have a flat color or layers of different colors to make more realistic eyes. Once you are happy with the iris, take the glass cabochon and use a dotting tool and black paint to paint the pupil. I use black enamel paint as it sticks better on glass, and you can bake it at 350 Fahrenheit for 30 minutes to make it permanent. Place the cabochon on the cabochon eye chart and place a dot of paint on the center. I then use adhesives to glue everything together. Another way is painting directly on the glass eye. It is a little more difficult than painting on paper as you have to paint the layers backward. Start by painting the pupil with a dotting tool and some black paint. Then continue with the highlights in the middle. Check if you like the result, otherwise you can carefully scrape the paint off. After that, Paint the background of the iris with one or multiple colors. Those eyes can be baked with your sculpture. The last way is to sculpt the iris. It is the hardest method, but the most realistic one, as you will add depth to your eye. Take the size of the cabochon you want and a ball of white polymer clay with the same width. Put the cabochon on the ball and flatten slightly. It should look like a dome, with the cabochon slightly pushed inside the clay. Remove the cabochon and create a concave form by using a large dotting tool, taking care to leave a border for the cabochon. After that, create a cavity with a dotting tool for the pupil. For the next step, I strongly suggest using references. Take a needle tool and start creating the texture, beginning at the pupil. Once you are happy with your eyes, you can add their colors using some dry pastels. I scrape it a little and apply it with a small brush. Then bake the clay in the oven according to the instruction. Leave it to cool down and finish it with mica powder if you want. To finish the eye, use clear 2-part resin, pour it in the eye and place the cabochon on it. Here are the 4 eyes completed. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you for the next project. Bye bye!